voice behind the epic melodies, songs, and beats. Celebrating the best new music from around the world. This is the A State of Trance podcast.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ruben Ronde, and this is a new A State of Trance podcast. Within the studio today, one of the rising stars in the Netherlands, Olivia Lensen.
Hi, thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very good. I'm very much looking forward to your performance in Rotterdam, of course.
Me too.
That's one of the reasons why you're here in the studio, actually. Before we're going to start with the whole show, I'm going to shoot you a couple of questions, rapid fire questions, okay? Here we go.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Opening or closing set?
Ooh, closing.
Closing?
Yeah.
Okay. Daytime or nighttime party?
Oh, nighttime.
Vinyl or digital?
Digital.
A dark, sweaty club or an open air festival?
Dark sweaty club.
Okay. One word to describe your sets.
Fun.
Okay. Well, that's a good one. An artist that you would love to play a back-to-back set with?
Ooh, Armin.
Interesting. A track, one track that never fails on the dance floor.
Ooh, all aboard on a night train.
Oh, good one. A moment that you're forever grateful for in your career.
Ooh, forever grateful. A moment, I think, every moment that my friends support me or my family during a set or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice, I think.
That's very nice. Something weird that people don't know about you.
Something weird?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe ask your friends.
Yeah, I'm looking at my friends like...
They're looking at you, very judgmental.
Something weird? No.
Maybe you have a weird habit before you start a set or something. Like I know DJs do push-ups before a set or
really?
Something like that.
Something weird about what is
okay, you're very regular.
Yeah, I guess so, basic.
All right, so let's start at the very first start, because there's always a moment in the career of a DJ, of an artist, that you're like, hey, this is something that I really like. This is something that I want to do. Do you still remember the first time you listened to a dance song or something like that, that you fell in love with dance music? Do you still remember that?
Yeah, I think everyone does maybe like remember the first time. And for me, I remember I was clubbing, but like not to really like house clubs or whatever, just the random bruine kroeg on the street.
Yeah.
And then I turned 18 and I remember I went to Oom in Delft. And I remember it was the first time in a dance festival and just really good music. And I remember Jopse was playing and he played Mijn Stad by Goldband at like his last tune. And it was so euphoric to me. I was like,
what is this?
What is this?
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
And then ever since I always had a thing for music and I was like brought up musically.
In what way were you brought up? Like, did you have like a classical training or were your parents always listening to music? Or?
Yeah, my parents like were really into disco, hard rock, like very different genres as well. And also into like dancing. And my family is Moroccan, so everybody during like a family gathering is grabbing like their instruments to play some music or like sing. And I always wanted to be on the aux or the Bluetooth box when I was at like a party or something.
So that was something from the very start.
Yeah, I was like, I want to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it turned out to like when I visited the festival, it was really like it was so nice, and I was like, I might want to try this, or like how can I try this?
So you were intrigued by the music straight away, and you were like, okay, what is Job doing up there? Maybe I can do something like that as well.
Yeah.
So how did you go forward from there? Like, because there's two ways, like either you can go to first, how do you say it? Not creep up on DJs, but to check behind them or something like that. What are you doing? Or you go to schools nowadays to learn how to DJ. So how did you approach this?
Well, I was studying in Delft at the time as well, and a lot of people like around me were DJing, but I didn't know how to do it or something. And then there was this DJ contest. I remember, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply for this. But I thought it was gonna be like a marathon thing or something. Like when you apply, you do the contest in like 4 months or something.
Yeah.
And then I applied, and then I got an email back being like, okay, congratulations, you can DJ
This Friday.
tomorrow. Yeah. And I was like, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hello? And then I was like texting everyone with, can you please help me? I have no idea what to do. This friend.
So this was before you started to learn how to DJ
2018.
yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, like this was before you started DJing to practice how to DJ. You applied straight away and you got in straight away.
Yeah. But I think they thought I could DJ, but I couldn't DJ. Maybe I said I could. I couldn't.
Okay.
But also I think maybe the people that applied could all DJ and I just couldn't do it.
Okay.
And then my friend was like, yeah, sure. I'll help you. So we go to his room with his DJ set. And then he's like, okay, do you have a USB? I was like, a USB?
What do you mean?
For what?
Don't you make the music on this?
Or what?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, step 1. Tomorrow you go to like the store, you get a USB. And then I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then he like taught me it. And I was like, this is so difficult. I didn't understand at all.
Yeah.
And then I asked him like very politely, please, can you come tomorrow to the DJ contest with me? And then he was like, yeah, I think I have to.
But how did you do it? How did you play a set while you didn't know what to do? Did you just bluff yourself through it or?
No, well, the funny thing is, like, we were together. So me and that friend.
Oh, it was like a back-to-back thing?
Yeah, it was a back-to-back thing. But to be honest, it was more him than it was me.
Okay.
Like I was like doing this and I was like checking him and he's like, okay, turn. I was like, okay, turn.
Okay. And he's like, oh, wait.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like,
Just in the pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
And how did it go? How did the DJ contest end?
Well, apparently pretty good because we won.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Okay, I think this is not really something that you hear every day. A person starts DJing the day after you win a DJ contest.
Yeah, but it's like very low key. It's not a big.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. A contest is a contest.
Yeah.
I remember doing those as well, and it was very, very scary, I think. So
contest.
Was there any doubts or fears that you had to overcome in the very first beginning? Because I guess you won the DJ contest, and then the real learning started.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well,
because this is 2018. You just said right now.
And then because I won the contest, I had to DJ at that club like every other Thursday or something.
Okay.
So then I really had to learn how to do it because that friend couldn't come, obviously.
Yeah.
So I had to learn it by myself. And then I think in that club it was like, okay, but then people were asking me to play at other stuff like Student Festival or something. Mm-hmm. And then I remember I was like so scared. I was like, oh, but I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
Because like now there's other people coming, not only friends, but like also strangers. And I don't know. So I think...
Play some André Hazes.
Yeah, literally like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. I was like really afraid to play in front of a crowd. But then I think when random people came up to me, being like, oh, I really liked your music. I was like, oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then more people started doing that. And then I think I gained more confidence by getting those compliments.
That's awesome. Because at the beginning of your career, that's always a bit defining because you decide what kind of music you're going to play, which sound are you going to go for. 2018, very different times than what it is right now. Yes. So what were the first songs that you were playing in the club? What kind of genre did you play?
Very different. And I miss it, to be honest.
Yeah?
It was more like Italo disco.
Okay.
Yeah. So more Italo disco, very down tempo. And I remember also I was asked to play at a beach club in The Hague. Mm-hmm. And then this guy, the programmer, was like, oh yeah, what are you going to play? And I was like, yeah, disco. And he was like, yeah, okay, disco, fine. And then I said like, oh, I mean Italo disco, but I was like, oh shit. But in the end it was all good. But now like I think sticking to one sound, you could do it. But I also really like just playing a lot of sounds that I just enjoy.
Yeah.
So not like I miss playing Italo.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So that's a funny thing because I told this on air as well during your guest mix that most of the people that we had in the last 2 decades were all producers that became DJs.
Yeah.
Like really like they had like 1 million songs out and then they started DJing. And that also meant that most of the times you would only play your own music,
mm-hmm.
which basically means that you kind of fit in a box. There's not really room too much to change your style all the time. But you see right now, I think Job Jobs was actually one of the first ones to actually become like a DJ again.
Mm-hmm.
Like very diverse and not only playing your own songs, but also switching genres all the time. Then you had Kiki coming in after Corona, of course. And that also resulted in a lot of other artists popping through as well, I think, right?
Yeah. It's
because
really
you're
nice
more
to
flexible
see.
with your sound.
Yeah, and that's something really nice. Like a lot of DJs now also produce, like they go from DJing to producing, or from producing to DJing, and combine those two. And I think if you, I don't know, it's my personal taste, of course, but I really like having different genres, like during a set, or just listen to different genres in general.
But there's always a core, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like there's multiple genres, but there's always something that really
sticks to, like, okay, like this is what I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
or the start of everything.
Yeah.
Isn't there, like, for example, you would play an opening set or a closing set or on a festival or in a club, but there's always this one tune that fits in every single set, right? Or no?
Right.
Which one would it be? Because that would be the core of your sound, I would say.
Ooh, yeah. Well, well, it really depends, right? Because if you have an opening set, you won't be DJing 138 BPM. Depends maybe what opening set.
Well, applause to you for not doing that.
Yes,
that happens a lot. Yeah.
So right now I've been listening a lot to the Antasia edit and then Sail Windows. I think it's coming out at Armada.
Okay.
That's something that I really like. It's just like a little bit dark, but still approachable or something.
Danceable.
Yeah. That's
very important, I would say. Are there any certain emotions that you try to evoke on the dance floor? Like I said, is it in the beginning of set or beginning of the night or at the end of the night? Like, what is your aim to see on the dance floor while you play a set?
I think just people that enjoy the music and dance to the music. So I always see some people that are just like really vibing to a tune or something. I'm like, yes, I know this is a good tune. That's what I really enjoy.
And then what happens in your brain when you see that? Is there something, because you're very much a DJ, I heard it in your set as well. Is there something that that you have a set in mind already beforehand, or do you really go with the dance floor?
Go with the dance floor. Yeah.
How do you read a crowd? To someone that doesn't know what it means, how would you read a crowd? Like, what do you do? What do you look for on the dance floor?
Well, I start with like tunes that I really like, and if people are like, ooh, then I'm like, okay, maybe.
Sorry.
But most of the time, I have the feeling I get booked or I DJ at places that where the people already enjoy my type of music. So I have the feeling when people are like, I don't know really about this song, then I'm like, but wait until the next one.
Okay. So there's still storytelling going on.
Yes.
So you still have even though you're switching along with the dance floor, you still have like a story that you're telling people.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's not all about just like super energetic every tune. I was telling my friends about the set that I just did, that sometimes you have like a sort of like, not waiting pause or something, but like a moment in between where you're just like, okay, this is about the next transition. And then it's a really like fluid or like a flowy transition into like, okay, now we're going to go into a different genre or more more energy or a little bit less energy.
So you play a track and then you want to go somewhere else, but in between you have like a builder.
Maybe, yeah, sometimes.
To switch things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that something that you do on before? And is it like, so let's say for today, the radio show, how do you prepare for something like this? Because you didn't know on beforehand, there's no dance floor, there's not a lot of people, you don't know exactly what is expected of me. How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, I had just like a list of like all the tunes that I really liked. And it was difficult, to be honest, to prepare because there's no crowd, there's no like big space or like a real, like this is just a radio set.
Yeah.
So
you can't read a crowd.
No, exactly. You cannot engage with like people. Well, the people were standing behind me. But I was like sometimes looking, I was like, hey.
Am I doing okay?
Yeah, am I doing okay? Please smile. So I think I just digged all the tunes that I really liked and then made a selection of, okay, but what sound do I really want to show today. Do I really want to have like really high energetic like music, or do I want to have more like downbeat or like a little bit low energetic, just more vibey? And it was really hard for me to decide, because like sometimes I really like more energetic tunes, whereas I also like a more down, like a chilled set. So I think for me it was very, very easy to decide, because I was like, okay, I really like both sets, or like both like type of music. But I think for today, like a set for A State of Trance is also like maybe a sort of set that you want to see for in the future, or like what I'm gonna play at A State of Trance in Rotterdam.
Yeah. So basically, what you played here was more with Rotterdam in your mind than anything else.
Yeah. Instead of like a closing set or something.
Yeah. So when you prepare for a set, okay, let's say you had the sound of today was a little bit more progressive, but then you come into a club, the person before you plays 155, 160 BPM. What do?
Cry. No.
Because I guess you come in and then you have like the first three tracks in your mind, and then, okay, I'll go from there. But then what do you do when someone else is already destroying your plans?
I just stick to the plan.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Well, if somebody before me finishes with 150, well, it really depends though. Like if it's like the second set of the whole programming, I think it's okay to like go down. But if it's like the closing set, but if you had in mind for a closing set that you were going to go down tempo, like maybe that's also very difficult to predict if you're going to play like 130.
But on a festival, I noticed you at K2, you played after Super Strings.
Yeah.
They play high energy. and if you then play the first, like, because I've seen this before, this is the worst nightmare of every DJ.
Yeah.
You play after a big artist. The first record that you put on, you're like, okay, let's go. Dance for empty.
Yeah. What did I do?
Because then you switch the energy so much, or you might switch the energy. So that's why I'm trying to dig like what goes through your head before you start a set.
Yeah, well, it really depends then, I think, if what the other people like, what the people want in the crowd, and maybe what the other person or people DJ'd before you. But I did once I started like as a second set, or like the second slot, and then the person before me like opened with 150.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, what should I do? So I just did my own thing. Like, I think for then you could just like know what to do, I think.
But you don't stress out at all? No, not really.
I don't think so.
Oh, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I've been in situations the same as you,
really?
But also you would come into a club and then the DJ before you, this happened in Russia when I played there once.
Yeah.
Then the guy before me, he was like, I respect your music so much. So he played all of my songs before I went on myself.
No
Fantastic.
Way.
So let's hope that's never going to happen to you.
That's so funny. I love you, man. I love your show. Yeah, I love your music.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I played everything.
When you were learning how to DJ, what was the hardest thing to do? Because I know a lot of people listening to this radio show that are thinking about learning how to DJ or whatever. What was the hardest thing to learn in the process that you were becoming a DJ?
Like the technical stuff. I think, well, to me, I think really making a flow through your sets. Like in the beginning, when I like started DJing, I just played every song that I liked, but really like everything. So like, okay, it was like a bootleg disco remix or something, and then just like bam, Italo, and then it was like on and off, on and off, on and off. And I think my friends were really like supportive, like, oh yeah, good set, but in the end I'm
friends
like,
lie,
yeah,
always.
They're like, yeah, your hair looks good, does it? So when I like listened through those sets, like those are so shit. And I think that is what I really like, is that when a set has like a really strong flow in like tunes, like of course you can like have different genres, but like if it's like, if you listen to it and you don't notice that there's like a genre change or something, then I think it's a really good set. And I think for me that was like something that I really need to learn.
Okay, the sort of flow is kind of hard. Like you need to dive into the music and actually put things in the right spots here and there.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
the technical stuff easy.
Just have to learn. You really
you have
to
to practice a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say. Throughout the years, because you started DJing in 2018, then you did the residency in Delft.
Yeah,
started doing more shows here and there.
Yeah.
Did you before Corona came in? Because that's the monumental moment for everybody, I would say.
True.
Was that like a pause in your career? Because I can imagine that you were going up already, and then
wow, up. That's really big.
Well, you were playing, and if you were playing regularly, more than once, then you could already consider yourself as a professional DJ. Like it or not, but it is what it is. If you play in front of the people, in front of a crowd, then it is what it is.
I think, because of COVID, the club also closed.
Yeah.
So, but then I thought COVID was gonna be like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
So I remember at a friend's house, he had like this big deck, and then I was like, "Can you please teach me? Because then I could be better when like in 2 months the club's open."
Yeah.
So I just like was there almost every week, like every Wednesday or something. And then I just got better and better, but then the clubs didn't open. So I was just doing sets at home.
Yeah.
And I think it did make a pause, but also because I wasn't really doing this like seriously. I was like, there was more of a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I also did like a gap year, and then like it got a real pause. And then I came back, and then I just started DJing for like friends and people, like at parties.
Like, hey, I still like to do this.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then the moment came that you started becoming more booked and booked, right? So you came out of Corona like, hey, here I am. Ik ben Olivia. Hello.
Hi.
That's awesome. What is the most memorable show that you've done so far in your career?
I think Lowlands in the summer was really, really cool. I heard it at the beginning of the summer, and then I was like, oh my God.
Lowlands, really? Me?
Yeah, me? Me?
Really? No.
Yeah. And then it was just so fun because I kept it a secret for a long time, like until the day it got like published online. And then so many friends like were there as well. And it was like so fun to see, because that thing was so full with people that I just knew.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And which show was the turning point for you? That okay, this is the moment that that festival is going to look at me like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be booked all the time. You have to book me all the time. Which was a turn point that actually people started showing up for you for your shows?
Well, I would say maybe like one turning point was Colorado Charlie, maybe I think 2 years ago, with Happy Feelings.
Okay.
And I got a really good slot, so it was like super crowded. I think everyone was already inside. And then I also did the same evening back to back with the other artists that were also playing, Sam Gerling and BS Dos.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember after that I got like so many followers. I was like,
what is happening?
What is this? And then I had the feeling also like some agents of the agency that I'm now with started following me, and I was like, oh, am I on their radar? Yeah. And then I think since then maybe like
it was like the kickoff. Colorado Charlie.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a good one, I would say.
Yeah.
What is the smallest crowd you ever played for, and what is the biggest? And what do you prefer, small or big crowds?
Ooh, what do you prefer?
I'm not the person answering questions. So.
Okay, I cannot ask you questions.
I would say myself, I prefer smaller crowds, but yeah.
And why?
Because you can look people in the eyes.
True.
Yeah.
I think the same.
Yeah, because you'll see this on A State of Trance as well. Then you have these, big lights in front of you. You don't see the crowd or whatever. Well, you see it, but less.
You don't see the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think also a small crowd then. Yeah.
Okay. Now, next, the radio show, because you're also a radio presenter.
Yes.
A radio host. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about your radio show, and why did you start a radio show?
Yes.
Because that's a whole different ballpark.
Yeah.
You're a DJ and now you're also radio host.
Show. Yes. I really like it. I should get like these professional mics. I really
It's nice,
could,
right?
yeah. I have a show called Olivia Ontdekt at Pip Radio, Pip FM. It's also the club that I started going to when I was going to clubs, because I grew up in The Hague, and I really learned so much from back-to-backs. So I was like, to have I don't know what the English word is, but like a stok achter de deur. So really have a push.
Stick behind the door.
Yeah, stick behind the door. Like a push to make sure that I'm gonna DJ every month or like every week. Was that okay? Then maybe I should do a radio show, because then I practice and I do DJing like 100% every month.
Yeah.
And also because I just learned so much from doing back-to-backs, as I said earlier, with the first time I did a back-to-back. And I just started this radio show and just invited people that I look up to or that I think are really interesting. And then it started to grow, and people
now approach you like, hey.
Yeah, which is really fun.
Okay.
And also now the last episode was with Merren, was also really fun to do. And just see like, oh, okay, the really nice tunes like he has, for example.
So you're standing there shazamming songs.
I'm not kidding. I do that all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's like
shazamming all the time.
Photo. So, yeah.
But so besides the routine, what attracted you to become like a radio host as well? Because it's like I said, it's something totally different that you normally do.
Yeah. Well, I have the feeling it works together. Like you're still doing music and like discovering other stuff like in the music industry as well. And I think maybe with for example this radio show, you also are still in the music industry. So I think it's kind of
it's a whole package.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you also have the ambitions now to also start interviewing your guests on air and stuff like that?
To be honest, yes. Because this is like really fun. And I think also, for example, the guests that I am inviting, I think are super interesting people. And so everyone has like such a cool story, like how they started or like where they came from and what they're playing now and what their view is on like the music industry. And I did like a small interview with Merren, and then I was like, I think this is like really interesting to like, I find it very interesting to read.
Yeah.
And I think people would also maybe find it interesting to listen to.
I think that's why we're doing this as well. I found out things about you as well. That's really nice as well.
Me too, but you, small crowds.
Small crowds. Now, so this is the next step. You're going to be hosting the radio show and interviewing as well. So we'll keep an eye out on that as well. You can, by the way, find all the episodes on SoundCloud as well for international listeners here. Who is really inspiring you at the moment right now?
Who's inspiring?
Because you had some in your show already, but
true.
Who else? Like, which artists are you looking at? That, let's say 1001 track list. You see, okay, that artist is always playing good songs, so I have to keep an eye on the track list that he or she is playing.
Interesting. Well, I think I look up to like all female DJs, and just such an inspiration that like there are so many good female producers and female DJs as well right now. And sometimes I see like a lineup without any females. I'm like, oh, that's such a bummer, or like it's such a shame, you know?
I feel it hardly happens anymore, does it?
It does a bit sometimes.
But do you think people should be booked based on their talents or on the genre?
100%. Well, both genre.
Genre. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think, of course, talent, but I don't think there's enough female talent as well.
Yeah, I know. I 100% agree as well. Now, I see it definitely, because in the Netherlands, that's why I'm saying it. There's, sometimes I feel there's more female talent coming through than male at the moment, which is also a good thing, 100%. But it's very, very nice to see. And also producers, because you're also producing music right now.
Yes.
So was that the next step besides DJ, radio, making music?
Well, I think
the next step.
100%. I think I wanted to produce music like all my life, maybe. Like when I was younger, I really wanted to apply for the Eurosong contest, but the junior version. And I wanted to play in bands and whatnot with music. But it was just always for me like, okay, what I'm gonna do is go to university, study, do this.
Very smart.
Yeah. Also very smart. Yeah. And just get that diploma. And then I didn't have any connections with like, if I maybe want to make music, like how could I get there? I don't know. And then when the DJ thing like grew, I just all of a sudden got to know like people that were in the music industry, and I was like, oh, this is maybe a little bit closer than I thought it was. And then I was like, maybe this is something that I actually really want to do. So
what were your first steps in the studio?
Download Ableton.
Step one.
Step one, get a computer.
Yeah.
And just really just maybe go through a lot of YouTube videos.
Helps a lot.
And then ask people that can produce very well. Ask me like, okay, how do I start? And what are like the main things that I really have to learn? And just a lot of hours and hours into Ableton, I think.
What was the hardest thing to start with making music?
Well, I think when you listen to a track, when you listen to it just normally, I think you don't really hear different layers. Like you hear just like the complete like song.
Yeah.
And I think while learning how to produce, you all of a sudden hear all these different layers. You're like, oh, I hear this. Oh, I hear this percussion. I hear this and this. And that's something that I really enjoy. Like, okay, if I now listen to a tune, like, what do I hear? And I think that's really interesting too.
It's interesting, but I hate it. I hate it. I hate
why?
it. Because I go to a festival and I listen to a song, and I'm like, okay, this is how they did it. This is how they did it. This is how. Oh, that's an interesting way of approaching a tune. Or this is the bass sound that they use. Oh, hey, is that sample? Is it splice or is it
it's a splice
so
or is
you're
it
just,
a 90s
it sucks. Like you try to listen to music like you're enjoying it, but you're like dissecting it almost, something like that.
Yeah, but I find it interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But maybe
sometimes it's annoying.
Tiring.
Well, thank you so much for answering all these questions.
Yes,
is there anything that you would like to add? Like, what can people expect from your set in Rotterdam?
A really nice progressive house set. Something maybe you wouldn't expect, maybe. A little bit darker, more serious. So that.
So looking forward to hearing
me too.
Thank you so much for answering all these questions, Olivia. And thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast of A State of Trance. We'll be back next time with a new one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Check all previous episodes on YouTube